Okay, in the last video I showed you how to define a new pipeline service. And let me just unpin this so you can see where I started. It's from the My Pipeline Services tab over here on the right, and I pin it. And I defined a service called Bill Service. And let me save this to make sure. Let me look here. This is what I defined. I went through this in another video, so I won't explain it again now. It just has two fields, and I didn't give it any permissions, so I'm the only one who can use this service at this time. And let me save it. Okay, now I'll unpin this. Now if I go over here to the community toolbox, and if you make changes over here, you normally need to refresh this to pick up the new changes. And if I go here, I'll see these are the services that I had defined, and this one was in test, and here it is. It's called Bill Service. So I'm going to create a new pipeline, and I can drag it here. And these have some handles, and you can expand these a little bit just to, if it's not quite right. And let me just move this up a little bit, and you can see this is the name that I gave it. Now if I open this up, you can see the two parameters that I defined for it. I defined one called length and one called max. And so that it shows up here, and that's how the parameters are laid out. And they're laid out in the order that you give them. The first one's here, the second, then the third one would go here, the fourth one would go here, and on down for as many as you need. And if you notice, I'll go back to here and let me pin this. And let me move this over a little. Well, let me get rid of this one. Okay. And you can see that the expand height, that controls how, how far it expands. In this case, I know 100 works well with two fields. If you have more than that, you're going to have to make this a little bit wider. But that's how it works. Now I have a node that anybody that I give permission to can use. It's called Bill Service. They'll see it in the community toolbox. They can drag it to their pipelines, and they can use it, whatever the service might be. In this case, it's just a fictional service that accepts a length parameter and a max parameter. So let's see, that's I think that's all I'm going to do for this video, is just to show you how that looks when you drag it to the pipeline editor. The rest of defining a service is done on the coding side, and as I said, we make that fairly easy to do that. It's just simple command line programming to get parameters and to write output to std out. And I'll show you how to do that in the next video.